I want to welcome the group, Filet of Soul, and I'll start with Mike, gentleman in the middle here with the blue shirt. Mike sings quite well, plays the guitar, and we've heard so much about the group. Yeah, well, you know, you guys have done tremendous for a short time, and I know there are a lot of groups in this area. Is it pretty rough with just three of you? And I know you do a lot of music for dancing and listening, or does it come out a great sound?
Well, we do. We try to do something for everybody. You know, like usually early in the night we start slow for the older folks, and then as the night...
Now, just a minute. What is this older folks? And he looked at me.
There's nothing.
Yeah, it's okay.
You, Larry?
Us that like to slow dance, right? Yeah, go ahead.
Right, Smiley Buck.
And then you guys do a lot of comedy, don't you?
Yeah, we're getting into some more comedy. We've got what we call our Smiley Buckaroo show, which is a very funny thing where Denny here puts on a mask, and we do a thing where we announce Smiley Buck has just come from Memphis, Tennessee on his motorcycle just to do the show for...
Why do y'all always pick on the South? Why couldn't he come from Springfield, Illinois? No.
Because it's a longer drive.
Oh, is that okay? You know, it's amazing. I think from the way you guys sound that you really want to do a lot of the Vegas-type clubs, because I don't think you're the average screaming rock and roll, acid rock group that, you know, just plays all the nightclubs. I think y'all are more of a showman group, even though you play for dancing, right?
Right.
That's good. That's going to be the lasting kind, too. We're going to be talking to the whole group, Mike Peace, Russ, McKenna.
Right.
If I mispronounce it, forget it. Just call me Lucille instead of Larry. And Denny Lewan? Lewan. Well, I got Denny right. But anyway, we'll be talking to the guys shortly. And in just a sec, we go back to our guests. Three guys that have got one of the most outstanding showmanship and great sound groups ever, called Filet of Soul, and we're going to be talking to them. If you have any questions, comments, if you've seen them, these guys have actually just been in the really professional as far as together about 8 months, but they are super good. Now appearing through the end of this month, the Filet of Soul. And you know, the people at Corsi say they've never heard anything like this group. What showman, what comedy team, what tremendous sound. Now the first show starts at 10 each night, Filet of Soul. Let's see, Russ sings and plays the drums. Russ, how long have you been in the music business? I know you've been with this group about 8 months, but you've been with some outstanding groups before.
About 8 years
Have
now.
you
We started with a group called Vince Garrett a Review. It was a show group. Then I got back into rock groups, had a few of my own, did some singing, and met these guys when I was working at F&Z, and they were working at Club Hello, which is right next door. This is about 2 years ago. We met, and you know, we got separated for a while. Then about a little while back, they called me up, asked me if I'd like to join the group. I said, yeah, I like the way they play and their style. Here we are.
What do you guys do now? All of your professionals, how long do y'all practice? Do you still practice a lot now? Do you have your acts down, or do you change all the time?
Well, we've been practicing like 3 nights a week. We go to work early about 8 o'clock and rehearse about 2 hours a night, and we're working on some new material, some original material, and some things where we play three guitars on, things like that. A little bit different, a little variety, because Denny doubles on guitars, so do I.
Well, that's good. Well, you guys, I wish you a lot of luck. I tell you what we're going to do. We'll talk to him some more in a minute. I want to play a record. Mike, let me ask you this. You wrote this, right?
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about it. I'm always interested, because every time I come up with an idea, I'll say, I bet you that was written because of a broken heart with his ex-girlfriend or something, and usually the writer of the song will say, no, I wrote it while I was sitting in the potty, or I wrote it driving in a cab or something.
That's exactly how it happened.
No, you wrote a record called what? But I'll Try.
But I'll Try, yeah.
First of all, how long ago did you write it?
This was about a year and a half ago.
All right, and you recorded it?
Driving along down the Eisenhower after rehearsal one day, I had a melody line going through my head, and I decided I got some lyrics going and reached over to the glove compartment, pulled out a pen, and just started writing down some lyrics. There wasn't any story behind it or anything. It was just something that came up driving along.
So what you're hoping, I know it's on a small label now, but you're hoping that maybe a big company will pick it up and be the big thing for you guys, right?
Yeah, we're hoping.
Is it available in the shops, or do you mainly use it at the clubs, or?
It's our own label, actually.
Right. So it's really not available that much in shops. So
no, we're running low.
Well, I hope you do well with it. Let's take a listen to them, and I'll say this before you hear it. I've heard the record before. It's a good record, but it's not half as good as this group sounds in person. Sometimes records tend to, to me, lead away from the group. Maybe the sound is not exactly right or anything, but they're a talented group, and the sound of the group is great, and we think you'll like it. Filet of Soul, it's called But I'll Try.
That's it for tonight. I'd like to thank everybody for coming out. We had a good time. Hope you all did too. You're all invited to come on back tomorrow night. We'll be starting from 10 till 4. We're Filet of Soul featuring Denny on bass, Russ on drums, and Mike on lead. Here's Russell.
Don't forget, if you'd like to join our mailing list, be sure to fill out one of these cards with your name and address on it. We'll send it back to you by return mail, let you know where we're playing, when our records are coming out, and what stations they'll be played on. And don't forget, next Monday night we'll be on Larry the Legend Show, 1 o'clock in the morning, and the following Thursday, Larry will be here at Corsi's next Thursday night, a week from tomorrow. Be sure to come on down. Here's Danny to tell you about one of those records right now.
Yes, if you'd like to buy a copy of our latest fab record, if you want the coolest turntable in town, get a Filet of Soul record. Title song, But I'll Try. It's on the jukebox. And you may purchase this from any band member right here at Corsi's for $1. And this is a limited offer only available till June 30th. And here's Russ.
Don't forget, friends, Filet of Soul bumper stickers. What's happening on your bumper? Be sure to pick one up before you leave.
And also, don't forget Filet of Soul t-shirts with a picture of your favorite group on them in front. Filet of Soul t-shirts come in large, medium, and small. You can get them from your Filet of Soul boutique. What?
But I'll try. I don't know how I'm gonna make it, but I'll try. I don't know how I'm gonna make it, but I'll try. I don't know how I'm gonna make it, but I'll try. Filet of Soul has been brought to you by Filet of Soul Products. Thank you.
We'll go back to the phones in just a second. That was Filet of Soul and But I'll Try. They're the guests in our studio right now. We've talked to Mike some, I believe. Denny, right?
Right.
We've missed you. Denny, let me ask you this now. You play bass and sing and you do some of the comedy. Do you write most of the comedy?
No, we all kind of just pitch in all our talents as far as that. We just get together and decide what we should do.
Right. Tell me about something Mike was telling me while the record was playing about a new record that y'all have written, or did Mike write it, or what? The new one that y'all are working on?
Yeah.
And from what I've heard, they say it is just going to really be something. You have not released it yet. But what's the name of it?
It's called Riding White Horses. It's a waltz-type beat.
Uh-huh.
It's a ballad.
Something like what, Horse with No Name? I mean, that type, or is it a kind of a waltz
It's
thing?
a regular waltz, a shuffled waltz.
I'll be darned. Well, listen, music has changed so much now. Like, who would have thought something like this Hurricane Smith or, Babe, what would you say, and some of those that have hit, with just completely different sounds. So we wish you luck. Denny, what were you doing before you came with the group?
Well, I quit school, and I was already at the group before I quit school. I was working weekends with the group, and I quit school and went with the group full-time about 5 years ago. 6 years ago.
Oh, so y'all originally started out at 6. Mike, how did you get the name? Now, I know this, you have a soul sound and a good pop sound, but was it just the name you made up or what?
I don't know where we got it, actually. It was like back in '68 when we were cutting an album. We needed a name, and I guess you saw it in a trade paper or something like that, or...
No, I probably saw it on a menu, Filet of Soul or something, right? Said, well, where fish is or something.
Spell of soul different, because at the time we did a lot of soul music. We thought maybe our producer came in and said, "You guys stink."
He said, "Oh, bad fish." Right. Okay, let's take some calls for the guys. Good morning, and for anything else you want to talk about. We're going to take some more calls, and we're going to be back and talk a few minutes with our guests, Denny and Mike and Russ, 3 guys that make up a group called Filet of Soul. And they're appearing now out at 147th and Cicero in Midlothian at Corsi's Lounge. And they were telling me how pretty the place was and the good-looking girls out there. Of course, I wonder if I could leave right now. Take another call. Larry, you're on. Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, you're on the air. Go ahead.
Okay, Larry. I'd just like to say that I heard the Filet of Soul out at Corsi's the other night.
Uh-huh.
And I really think that they're fantastic. I don't think I've ever heard a 3-piece group that is as good as the Filet of Soul, really.
I've heard a lot of people say that, and that's why we invite them on the show. And what's funny, I'm truthful, like I tell the guys, a lot of groups that come on, they have all their friends, relatives call and brag how great, which I'm sure this group might do the same, and more power to them. But I've had some of my friends that I know that have never even met these guys that have seen them said, Larry, they're a super group. So that kind of impresses me.
Well, I'm part of the Roy Rogers show.
Oh, are you?
And I travel all over the country, and I have an opportunity of seeing many, many groups, seriously. And I don't think I've ever been, as much impressed as this three-piece group really did impress me. They were fantastic. I can't see why they're not number one in the country in something.
Well, I wish them luck, that's for sure. Listen, let me ask you a question while we have you on the air. Have you ever done anything unusual girl watching, since this is girl watching week?
Not recently. Maybe a couple of years ago, some really stupid things, like the typical thing, walking into a lamppost.
Yeah.
Or, while out with the boat, walking off a pier with a can of gas as you're watching another girl come by in the boat.
Yeah, right. That sounds like some of my things. Hey, thank you for calling.
Okay.
Thanks for your comment.
Okay.
Bye-bye. Take another call. Larry, you're on.
Good morning.
Yes, ma'am.
How are you this morning?
Great.
My girlfriend and I were just sitting here listening to you, so we thought we'd call.
Good. What about you? Do you talk to your potted plants and flowers?
Once in a while.
What do you say to them?
Plus, they're cool.
All right, sweetheart.
Okay?
Good night.
All right,
Bye-bye.
bye-bye.
Take another call. Larry, you're on.
Yes,
Can I help you, please?
yes. I just want to say that I have seen the Filet of Soul many times at the Playboy Club and at Corsi's, and I think they're just fantastic, as well as a lot of other people.
Well, great.
And I've got one question I want to direct to Denny. I wanted to ask him what he does with his face when he's doing that smiling buckaroo bit.
Denny, I don't know if you could hear the lady. You didn't have an earphone. I'm sorry. I should have.
I
you
heard
got
her. I heard her.
Do you have a answer for the lady?
What's your face look like?
Well, I was riding up from Memphis, you know, and every night before I get there, I get hit by a big truck. And so my face all smashed up. But I got to go on the show anyway, so I go and do it anyway.
That's right. How long were you guys at the Playboy? Or did you do the circuit or what?
No, we were just here at the local Playboy for 8.5 months.
Right. You were on my show before, weren't you then, when y'all came down? I remember. That's been a long time ago.
Yeah.
Really is. The guys are great. Ma'am, what did you enjoy most about them? You like their sound or their showmanship or what?
Everything.
Oh,
Their
okay.
personalities, their bodies.
Their bond.
Everything. Everything is fantastic.
Well,
They're a very nice group. Besides being good, they are very friendly, and that's one thing that everyone that's seen them, especially at Corsi's, the last songs that they're playing at, that's one thing that everybody has commended them on, is they're so friendly.
You're right. They came in tonight and sat in my lap, I'm sure.
I wouldn't doubt it.
Thank you, honey.
Bye.
Kind of briefly yak with the guys, and we'll take your calls. Any comments or questions, or if you want to answer our questions in the morning, 828-9110. Denny and Mike and Russ. Let's see if we can get the names all right. Let me start with Denny again. Denny plays bass, sings, and does a lot of the comedy. It's Lewan. Denny, it's been nice having you, and we'll have you guys back again. Good luck. Hope y'all sell 1 million. And Mike Peace, who is the writer of the song that we played a little bit earlier, and a talented guy. He's kind of the lead of the group. Guitar, singer. Filet of Soul. Nice to have you, Mike.
Thanks, Larry.
Okay, and Russ McKenna. I got that right, Mus?
Right.
Russ? Russ plays the drums and sings, and they've got a loyal group of fans and building every day. And the group is appearing, as we said, now at Corsi's, which is out at 147th and Cicero in Midlothian, Wednesday through Sunday, so you can see them then. You guys come back and see us, okay?
Okay.
Nice to have you. Hey, we're going to take a call or so, and we'll get Alex to show you out, because once you get in our building, unless you're a good-looking girl, you never get out. No, that didn't sound right. If you are a good-looking girl, you never get out. You'd just be locked up in the elevator, I'll tell you. We're going to break for the news in 1 minute. Let me take one more call. WIND Chicago. Hello, you're on the air.
Larry?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I heard the group Filet of Soul up at Corsi's, and I really believe the record that you played didn't do them any justice at all.
That's what I thought. I'd heard so much about them, and I told the guys I love the record as far as the words. I like their sound, but they need more groups with them. As I told them, they need more instruments, but I think they're way better than the record sounded.
Yeah. Well, like I say, I think if any record company gets a hold of them, they're on their way if they stick it out.
That's
I think
good.
they're really great.
You know, the big problem in this area, there's so many darn good groups that it's hard for another great group to get known, so we wish them all a lot of luck. I like promoting groups. I really do.
Right.
Let me ask you one of our questions of the morning.